Hey guys, hello again. Okay, so I'm doing another profile in magical mountain herbs. These are herbs that grow everywhere in my mountain space, in my forest, etc. There's quite a few, and they're all useful in their own right in some way or another. The ones that I'm curious about now are like the little tiny mysterious little flowers with little purple bells that pop up in places. And you're like, ooh, what could that be for? Either that or they might kill you. So, this is, people up here call it mountain sage. It is light and silvery, and as one of these light, silvery moon plants, it pops up in your visual spectrum like nothing else does. Like, only the aspens, I think, come somewhat similar in having this sort of greenish haze to them, and it's very eerie. And this is totally in that. It's just very silvery and moon oriented. Now, this is called mountain sage. Oh yeah, and my point is that in the green, the regular green of the forest, it pops up really, it just jumps out at you. That's all. And so you'll see little fields of it and little patches of it everywhere, and it's like, whoo, just this silver hair. So people call it mountain sage because it looks very much like sage, and again, it has that silvery quality to it. It is not related to sage in any way. Um, One of the other reasons that people call it mountain sage is because people, I think, are used to sage used for smudging, and this is an incredible smudging plant. So that's why I'm doing this whole little, I'm gonna call it a series. It's gonna be a bunch of just a bunch of videos that I do on various herbs and plants and potions and things. Hopefully nature wisdom, because this is stuff that is happening in the forest where I live, and that's the thing that's most important to me. I need to take an allergy pill. I feel so puffy. So this is a form of wormwood. This is an Artemisia. So obviously, as the Latin name suggests, the plants in that sense are associated with Artemis. If you're into, you know, classical deities and magical uses and stuff like that. This is a dream herb, and so this, along with other things, into a tea or not tincture, into a tea or brew. Brew is just typically thought of as stronger and more stuff in it, thicker, whatever, more powerful. Um, uh, e- yeah. And this is yeah, it's a magical herb for dreaming. It's a magical herb for protection, journeying, and all that kind of stuff. You could put it over the bed. You could put it around. You could make satchels, stuffed satchels with this, and they're very, very good and very protective. I will tell you, it has essentially no smell whatsoever. However, when you burn this, it smells pretty much exactly like sweetgrass. It's gorgeous. So, I actually like it for that purpose better than I like California white sage. For the purposes of just clearing energy out, I'm going to go with California white sage. However, this is more towards the sweetgrass stuff, but it's sort of a combination between the sage and the sweetgrass, because the acrid quality of the smoke does clear everything out, and it really is that banishing. You can actually prove that. This is antibacterial. You could put it in the air, and it's going to cleanse the air of germs, airborne things. And so in that more rudimentary, primitive way of doing medicine, if we don't have any Lysol on hand, this kind of stuff can come in handy. Sage is the same. So it is going to have that effect, where sweetgrass is just going to bring in positive, sweet, light energy and all that kind of stuff. This tends to do both. It tends to clear out the stuff like sage, and it tends to bring in very sweet, light, open energy. Really, really, really good, efficient, amazing plant. Medicinally, this is going to do everything that wormwood does. Any type of wormwood. And I will tell you that pound for pound, Stacking this up against the classic Artemisia absinthium, which is of course the wormwood that they use in the absinthe brew. This is just as flipping efficient. Okay, again, old psychonaut, old salt when it comes to taking things that maybe he shouldn't have put in his body. And so I have a lot of experience with Artemisia absinthium and attempting to make my own absinthe when it was still illegal in the United States. I would take it, and eventually, you just end up with this really strong tincture of wormwood and other things, and it's disgusting, and you hate yourself for even trying. And you just get kind of like loopy from how strong the alcohol was. I will tell you, though, that pound for pound, this little plant is just as powerful medicinally as Artemisia absinthium. This is Artemisia, I forget, it's like something, I don't know, weird words. Now I have to look it up. Gosh dang it. So I'm just going to say that next to the classical one, no, I can't find it right now. Tridenta? No, that's a big one. So compared to the classical one that everybody uses for absinthe, or that has traditionally been used for the expelling of intestinal parasites, worms, and stomach-related stuff, it's very good for that. Very efficient. Obviously, any of these medicines, you shouldn't use them for prolonged periods for too long, just like any medicine. Even Western medicine says that. You can kill yourself from using too much Prilosec. That's an over-the-counter medication, okay? So stop vilifying actual natural medicine, because this is the way I do things. But it's just as great as the original, or the one that everybody uses in the European traditions and others, and it's very strong. I've tried it and taken it in several teas myself. Mostly I'm concerned about doing a special brew that's going to have an energetic effect, and so it would be a great addition to a lot of brews, things that are in that vein. You could combine it with some type of tanniny plant, so you can do your own sort of cleanse with it, and it's going to hit the stomach and purge stuff from there, and the tannins are going to go to the liver and the kidneys and be cleansing them and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I don't know what my plug is, whatever. And yeah, I think it's a great herb, and it's great just to have around, and I just gather bushels of it because it grows everywhere, and this is an amazing alternative to white sage. White sage can be expensive. You just get a little bushel like this, and it's like $8 or something. And you're like, what the heck, you guys? I'm going to burn this. It comes from the earth, So yeah, you want to be able to get it free if you can. Good stuff. So, yeah, nothing else I can say about that one, I don't think. Yeah, I'm more interested in like the energetic things. And so this is an old one. Wormwood and catnip are supposed to be dream herbs. So you combine them, you make them into a brew, and you take that before you go to bed, and you might have more interesting dreams, that kind of thing.